This is the shoot tip processing and cryopreservation process. Get everything set up in the hood, an insulated container with ice and your PVS2 cryoprotectant, a small Dewar flask. Now we're going to remove the solution from the shoot tips that has been there overnight. This is the 0.3 molar sucrose. Try to get as much out as you can, leaving just the shoot tips. With a pass pipette, now we're going to pour the loading solution into the shoot tips. 2 molar glycerol with 0.4 molar sucrose. Stir it around. And those are going to incubate for 20 minutes at room temperature. After 20 minutes, we're going to remove the loading solution using a Pasteur pipette again. Once the solution is removed, we are going to pour ice cold PVS2 cryoprotectant into the shoot tips. And give it a stir. And the petri dish is going to be placed in the ice this time. Be careful not to get any ice into your petri dish because it is not sterile. And this is going to incubate for 30 to 45 minutes on ice. You can embed the petri dish a little bit in the ice so that it stays put. Give it a stir maybe every 5 minutes or so. While that is incubating, you can start getting your foil strips ready. These are going to be used to put the shoot tips on for the freezing. So you can get your shoot tips ready and place them in the ice so that they're nice and cold. And after about 40 minutes or so, or 5 minutes until the time is up, start preparing the foil strips. So this is done by taking a Pasteur pipette, getting some PVS2, and then forming a long pool of PVS2 on the foil strip. You can also form small droplets, whatever you prefer. If you form droplets, you can put 1 or 2 shoot tips per droplet. Or in this case, you can just line up the shoot tips within the long strip of PS2 that is on the foil strip. In this case, for demonstration, we're just putting 5 shoot tips on each foil. But for storage, we generally put 10 per shoot tip. And we generally do about 17 foil strips, 17 vials that will then go into the tank. 15 of those vials will be for long-term storage, and 2 of them will be for viability testing. After you've put the shoot tips onto the foil strips, you can spread the shoot tips out so that they are evenly distributed on the foil strip. Once they are evenly distributed, we're going to remove any excess PVS2, leaving just a very thin film of PVS2, just enough to adhere the chute tips to the foil strips. Now we're going to pour liquid nitrogen into the small Duar flask and let the flask cool. The liquid nitrogen will boil for maybe 20 or 30 seconds and then come to equilibrium. Wait until it is completely finished boiling. And once it is calmed down, the chute tips will be ready to be placed into the liquid nitrogen. So take each foil strip one by one and quickly transfer them to the liquid nitrogen, moving them around briefly to cool them as quickly as possible, and then release them and they will sink to the bottom of the liquid nitrogen. And now we are going to transfer the foil strips to some cryo vials for storage. So the vials are placed into liquid nitrogen to cool them down. Again, wait until the liquid nitrogen has stopped boiling around the vials, that they are fully cooled. And then cool a pair of forceps or hemostats or pliers, any kind of metal tool that you can hold the vial with. Usually takes maybe 30 seconds to fully cool them down. Again, wait until liquid has stopped boiling around the tool. Now we're going to hold the vial while we're moving the lid. While holding the vial just above the level of liquid nitrogen, we're going to transfer one of the foil strips into the vial. Pour out any excess liquid nitrogen, and then quickly transfer the foil strip into the vial. And then replace the lid, screwing it on tightly. And again, for the next one, remove the lid, pour out any liquid nitrogen that may be in there. And then quickly transfer another foil strip into the next vial, and continue doing that for however many vials that you have. Generally, we have about 17 vials for each accession. 15 of those will be going into storage. 2 of them will be for viability testing. In this case, we'll just have a couple vials for demonstration. You can see the foil strip inside of the vial there.